The movie starts in a vineyard in Seattle, where a romantic atmosphere surrounds a couple. Patrick, feeling nervous and excited, kneels down to propose to Adeline. She has a radiant smile, but their happiness quickly turns to horror when Patrick receives a call from the photographer he hired. Nick failed to capture the perfect moment. Patrick's frustration turns to anger, and he decides to recreate the moment to immortalize it on video. In an unexpected twist, Nick is brutally stabbed in the face by a masked killer known as Ojos de Corazon, Eyes of Heart. Patrick gets another call. When he answers, the situation becomes even more terrifying as the killer shoots an arrow that hits Patrick in the head, forcing Adeline to flee in panic. Desperate, she tries to get into a car, but the killer won't let her escape. She keeps running until she hides in the vineyard's fields, but then she receives a call from her now-deceased boyfriend's phone. To her surprise, it's the killer, who takes the opportunity to injure her with an arrow in her foot. Adeline makes her way into the winery, where the terror continues. Ojos de Corazon kills a security guard before trapping Adeline in a grape crusher, crushing her. The arrival of Ojos de Corazon spreads quickly, reminding everyone of his terrifying history of crimes in cities like Boston, where he has stalked couples in love on Valentine's Day. Meanwhile, in a cafe, Ali, an advertising designer, is enjoying coffee with her best friend and colleague, Monica. At that moment, Ali crosses paths with Javier, an attractive and charming stranger. The conversation flows, but things get awkward when they accidentally bump heads. Embarrassed, she rushes back to work. In the office, Ali and Monica's boss, Crystal Kane, reprimands Ali for her idea of a perfume ad featuring doomed celebrity couples, a concept that feels in poor taste amid the wave of murders by Ojos de Corazon. Crystal introduces Javier as a new team member, who offers to help Ali fix the situation. Javier, trying to be professional, invites Ali to dinner, and she accepts. Monica, always attentive, takes Ali shopping for a new outfit. Detectives Key and Jean Nini arrive at the winery to investigate the gruesome murders. They find a wedding ring with the initials JS, leading Show to conclude that Ojos de Corazon is playing with a sick perversion in the way he executes his victims. Later, it's reported that Ojos de Corazon has killed 2 people at a spa, increasing the sense of panic in the city. Ali meets Javier at a restaurant, where they talk about love. Javier, optimistic, expresses his desire to find the right person, while Ali, marked by heartbreak, remains cynical after her breakup with her ex-boyfriend. The conversation becomes tense, and in the end, Javier decides to leave. Filled with regret, Ali chases after him and kisses him just as she spots her ex, Cin, and his new girlfriend, Sienna. To avoid the awkwardness, she pretends to be in a relationship with Javier right before Cin and Sienna reveal that they had a double date with Patrick and Adeline. After dinner, Ali and Javier share a ride back home. When they arrive at Ali's apartment, she realizes she's lost her key. Javier breaks the glass at the entrance but cuts his hand in the process. Ali takes him to her apartment to tend to his wound, but the horror isn't over yet. Ojos de Corazon emerges from the closet, ready to attack. In a moment of bravery, Ali hits the killer with a lamp, allowing them both to escape. However, their getaway is cut short when Ojos de Corazon kills the driver of a car with one of his deadly arrows. The night, which began with promises of love and hope, turns into a nightmare of terror and despair. Ali and Javier run frantically toward a park. Suddenly, Ojos de Corazon appears and knocks Javier unconscious with a single blow. With no time to waste, Ali rushes toward a carousel, where she tries to catch him. With a desperate shove, she manages to get rid of him, but danger still lurks. The police arrive just in time and, with a triumphant look, declare that Ojos de Corazon has been captured. However, Ali feels frozen when she finds Javier in the back of a patrol car, where Japs and Show, in a grave mistake, confuse him for the killer. Javier, filled with rage, accuses Ali of abandoning him, feeling betrayed. In the station, Ali runs into David, a tech guy who recognizes her from Bumble. David tries to flirt with her, but she says it's not the best time because she's being chased by a killer. Realizing he's not getting anywhere, he says goodbye and leaves the station. Ali tries to get the receptionist at the station to check on Javier because she knows he's innocent. Ali watches on the monitor as the officer flirts with Javier, which makes her uncomfortable, but at that moment, a sound catches her attention. Ali grabs a US flagpole and arms herself in case Ojos de Corazon shows up. She slowly approaches a dark door, but is surprised to see the officer. The lights in the station go out, and Janine goes to check on Javier, who has been left handcuffed. Suddenly, Janine's screams are heard as she encounters the killer. The receptionist ends up impaled on the flagpole, leaving Ali in shock as she runs to save herself. The detective goes out to confront the killer, but his throat gets cut. When Ojos de Corazon arrives in the interrogation room, he's about to take Javier's life, but he stops when he hears gunshots hitting the glass. Ali frees Javier so they can escape. As they leave the police station, she tries to flag down a car, but if it weren't for Javier, she would have been run over. Just when they were about to kiss again, Ojos de Corazon shows up, forcing them to keep running. They arrive at a drive-in packed with lovey-dovey couples, which is the perfect spot for the killer to do his thing. Still, they sneak into the car of some hippies, who misinterpret the situation as a role-playing game. While the couple gets lost in passion, Alicia and Javier share memories of happier times, but their laughter turns to terror when Ojos de Corazon appears and brutally kills the hippies. With horror behind them, Alicia and Javier decide to end the nightmare. Armed with a metal rod, they fight against Ojos de Corazon. Alicia hits him with a propane tank, and Javier impales him with a machete. The blood and chaos are too much for Alicia, who vomits on the killer's corpse, only to discover he was just some random guy named Elias. Medics arrive to tend to the survivors. Javier leaves his number for Alicia and takes her to the airport so she can go to a friend's wedding. Alicia goes home, calls Monica, and tells her she regrets ruining everything with Javier because she's started to fall for him. Monica encourages her to go to the airport and tell him how she feels before it's too late. Ali arrives at the airport but can't find Javier. She gets a call from an unknown number. It's the real killer, who is alive and tells Ali that he has Javier. He orders her to meet them at a nearby chapel. There, Ali goes to the agreed spot and finds them. They discover that Ojos de Corazon is David, the tech guy, except he wasn't working alone, and his accomplice all along was the detective. They've been a couple for years and have a sick fetish for marrying and killing couples. The guy at the drive-in was just a strange fan who wanted to participate in the murders. The two tell Ali and Javier who killed whom throughout the night. Janine makes Ali take a gun with one bullet and choose to either kill herself or Javier. Ali grabs the gun and tells Javier that she honestly developed feelings for him that night. Then, Ali shoots him in the shoulder so the bullet can also hit Janine in the stomach. David attacks her, but Javier shoots an arrow into his eye, causing him to fall onto a pile of candles. Janine tries to finish off Ali, but she stabs her in the neck with a metal straw. Still, the killer doesn't give up. So, Ali gathers her strength and lets the sword of a statue of Saint Valentine decapitate her. Just when it seems like everything is over, David reappears, but Javier shoots one last arrow into his head. A year later, Ali and Javier have worked together on the most successful campaign at their company and have become a couple. They return to the same drive-in where they fought Ojos de Corazon, and Javier asks Ali if she would like to move in with him. She, with a ring, proposes to him. He accepts, and they kiss, and that's how the movie ends.